If you're thinking of starting your own Etsy shop, stop scrolling. This video could save you months of wasted time and hundreds of dollars in ads. I'm gonna tell you the 5 things that I wish someone would have told me before I even opened my first Etsy shop. I currently run 3 different Etsy shops and have been on Etsy for over 10 years. In this video, I'm gonna go over how I accidentally found one of my niches, how I chased money only to make $347 in an entire year, what matters now that Etsy is full of AI art, drop shippers, and mass-produced items, and the one digital product that every seller must have. If you're starting fresh, this video is your shortcut. Not perfection, just smart strategy. Here's the truth that no one really says out loud. Your niche might find you before you find it. My entire interstellar art shop, the one that became my main source of income, started because a friend who was studying neuroscience at the time wanted me to create a brown rat brain art piece for her. And so I made an Etsy shop and I put it on Etsy. I grew and developed from this one specific kind of animal brain, and suddenly people wanted more. People were buying this art. And before I started selling on Etsy, I didn't sit down and workshop a niche. I didn't take a course on a niche, but I just followed my curiosity. This was back in 2014, before Etsy became completely crowded in the way that it is now. But here's what I wish I knew. Finding your niche by accident is fine. It is great. You are so lucky. But staying in it takes strategy. So at the time, I learned SEO, I learned product photography, I improved my pricing, I learned how to negotiate licensing deals with publishing companies, and I refined the product line that people actually bought, which was the human brain art set. You can start messy. You can start without really knowing what you're doing, but you cannot stay directionless. The niche is just like a spark, and it is the strategy around the niche that builds the fire that is able to keep you financially stable for a longer period of time. This one hurts creatives the most. It did, at least for me. When I opened my second Etsy shop, Tiny Pink Shoe, I wanted to sell these really cute pink sculpted shoes that I was making, and they were like these little terrariums that I thought were so beautiful, and I really enjoyed making them. And guess how many I sold? See that? 0. I sold 0. But guess what I did sell? My celebrity glitter buttons with Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg on them, and Keanu Reeves, and Jeff Goldblum's faces on them. Was that my deepest artistic passion? Absolutely not. But did it pay my rent at the time? Yes. Here's what new Etsy sellers don't realize. You can be the best at something, but if it's something that the market doesn't want, you're not gonna sell it. And this is what makes Etsy ruthless. Product market fit is everything. It doesn't mean sell your soul, but it does mean that you need to find an overlap between where your passions lie and what the market actually wants. So for me, the sweet spot wasn't my passion, and it definitely wasn't whatever sells. It was the overlap of where my passions and what the market wanted lied. It's that overlap, and that overlap is where you're gonna find financial stability. Let me tell you the most embarrassing story of how I started my Etsy shop, Good Luck Templates. This was my passive income shop. I had done the market research and I had found that there was a gap in the market for resume templates for nurses. Am I a nurse? Do I particularly care about resume templates? No, but I spent months researching the perfect niche, creating these really great resume template packages, building a website, learning email marketing, designing freebies, running ads, experimenting with pricing, and guess how much that shop made in 2025? $347.50. Yes, the decimals matter. This was a complete shock to me because I thought I would easily be making $1,000 a month by selling these resume templates because I had done the research and I thought, oh, I've done the research and I know how to build Etsy shops. I've built 2 before, so now is my chance to tap into my business acumen and everything that I've learned from Etsy to create a shop that's purely driven by my ambition to make money. This is something that people don't tell other people on the internet. Passive income is not passive. Digital products still require you to research and find the perfect niche. It requires good timing, good positioning, long-term audience building, ongoing marketing, updates, and customer support. And if that niche doesn't fit your natural interests, you're gonna burn out twice as fast. And yet, ironically, this failed shop helped me create 2 digital products that I actually have on my other 2 shops that now sell consistently. My printable brain art. So this is really great for people who are international buyers who don't want to pay the international shipping costs, but still want to get and print out my artwork. And then I also have my hand pillow pattern, which is what I sell on my Tiny Pink Shoe Shop. So it is a wacky hand pillow pattern, and you can make a giant hand pillow or a mini one. So the lesson is this: don't chase trends because they will drain you. When I joined Etsy in 2014, it actually felt like I was in a handmade marketplace. You could post an item, walk away, and make sales because the competition wasn't insane the way it is now. Nowadays, in 2026, you're competing with print-on-demand sweatshops, drop shippers, mass-produced items, AI-generated art, and sellers with thousands of listings. So while Etsy's branding says handmade marketplace, its algorithm says instead, show me what converts. And this isn't to scare you, this is to save you years from constantly running into a wall. If you join Etsy thinking that it will be like being at a cozy craft fair, you will struggle. However, if you join Etsy with the understanding that Etsy is now a sophisticated e-commerce platform, then you will survive and you will do well. Adjust your expectations and you will adjust your strategy. If Etsy disappeared tomorrow, would your business survive? For the first 5 years of my shop, mine would not have survived. But over time, I learned about Pinterest marketing, email marketing, building my own website, selling in local stores, either through a consignment or through a wholesale business model. And if you want to learn about how you can sell your work in stores, I do have a video all about that here. So over time, I learned that Etsy can be one of my revenue streams, but it cannot be my entire business. This is what actually stabilizes you as an artist who's trying to sell your handmade work. Because of all of this, I'm going to be building an e-commerce site for my own products during this year, and I'm really excited about it. And I think all other artists who want to make a living online should try to treat Etsy as one income source, but not your entire business, and definitely not your entire identity. And all these things, you don't have to build all of it at once. You can do little things at a time. Maybe start an email list, maybe start posting on Instagram if that suits you, or start pinning on Pinterest. And here is a bonus tip. Every shop should have at least one digital product. Not 10, not an entire digital product empire, just one thing that is aligned with your shop in general, because digital products, you don't have to worry about shipping, you don't have to worry about inventory. That digital product thing that I'm really proud of was my hand pillow sewing pattern. It is currently one of my best sellers on that shop, and having a digital product is a lifesaver, especially now that shipping is crazy with all these tariffs. I know that I can't ship internationally the way that I used to even last year, so I'm not able to ship my products to Canada or to Europe or to Mexico like I used to. So having a digital product really opens up your marketplace beyond the United States and builds a more international customer base for you. If you are new to Etsy or you are thinking of starting your own Etsy shop, I want you to know this. You can do this, but you need to be strategic. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have the most awesome niche. You don't need 100 listings. You don't need to hustle yourself into burnout. But what you do need is clarity, curiosity, consistency, a strategy, and steady effort. Start small but smart, and start imperfect. If you want to learn more about starting an Etsy shop, I have a behemoth video about how I would start an Etsy shop in the year 2026. And this has a roadmap of everything that you need to start a successful Etsy shop today. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.